妈，我上电视了。I'm kidding, guys. Okay, so now we're gonna get into our 3rd place, 4th place match, which is going to be between RuSh and
Domo.
Yeah, and RuSh is going to be spawning on blue side, while Domo is going to be taking red side. Blue side advantage, I believe that means they start with first ban, right?
Yep.
All right.
First pick, first ban.
And of course, we are going to inquire on how much money this is going to be worth. I imagine it'd be the standard these days for League of Legends tournaments is 3rd prize gets something, but 4th prize leaves empty pocketed. Basically.
Unfortunately so. I mean, it's only gold, silver, and bronze here. There's no 4th place.
But 5,000 Hong Kong dollars, you divide that up by like 1,000, and then it's like 100 for each of your teammates, or each member of the team that's playing. But we've seen, I believe, I'm trying to think here, Godda, is he in today's game? He was rotated out with one member of Domo, if I'm not mistaken, but I just can't remember. Previously, that's what we've seen anyway. But it looks like both sides are being checked up on. Okay, and then we'll hop into the game.
Yep. Well, the picks and bans.
Yeah. Okay. So I guess this is where I go ahead and say what the plan is for singing 国术谣. Okay. So 大家好。我跟比赛的管理员还有赛事相关的人讲到这件事情，我们要在这里。就录音一个 VOD， 就是我自己本身唱国术谣的《爱的宝宝》，然后我们要上传这一部影片到我自己本身人的 YouTube。后来呢，我会在 FB 上我的 FB 粉丝页给你们看看。Alright, so that's basically it. We're gonna do a local recording for the 国术谣 VOD, and then I'll upload it to my own YouTube channel, and then I'll post it to the Facebook fan page. Basically, just like that. So now we're in the in-game lobby. Both sides have yet to connect, as you can see plainly.
I believe there's someone who might not have connected, so we're just gonna guess. Oh, never mind. There we go. It was all a face.
First ban is gonna be Irelia. As I read it character by character.
Yeah, she's a very formidable top lane, as we saw from Stanley. Unfortunately, it wasn't enough to get them the win, but it did hold his own.
It looks like we have a new player, or someone who at least changed their tag for
Domo.
Yeah, I'm looking at that right now. Oh no, I'm sorry, that's Dicky. I remember reading the name before, but the pixels looked really small there. But his name is Dicky. We were gonna call him Cloud before, but his name is Dicky. And Rumble's going to be the second band coming out from
RuSh.
Yeah, RuSh.
Or Hey So Big, as I like to call them.
Yeah. They actually come into the LMS as well, as a competing team, or a competitive team rather. And it looks like LeBoulang is going to be cut from RuSh's hands, or at least everyone's hands really, and that ban was chosen by Domo.
Yep, and Azir coming down. That's a standard ban, of course. We saw how prevailing he was in the hands of Toys earlier on today. Unfortunately, as the results are standing, it was Yo Flashwalls who took the victory, of course. So,
final ban, what's it gonna be?
There we go, Janna.
Yeah.
Janna!
I wouldn't have expected that based on the bans that we've seen previously, but I believe both of these teams are considered, amateur, modestly speaking, although they do play at a very high competitive level. It just seems like they don't have every single worst case scenario worked out in their heads, if that makes sense. And I feel like Janna is still a very key ban, because you're talking about so much CC being disabled, you're talking about the initiate going away, you're talking about also the disengage being taken out of the game.
Yep. Yeah, and there's no monsoon for either team. Alright, so Hey So Big has locked in Jarvan. Is either going to be keeping that for himself or trading it out with a Wheeze or AW3IZ. I'm not really sure how to pronounce his name.
AW3IZ. Hold on, where's that? Oh.
A Wheeze.
A Wheeze. Let's just call him a Wheeze.
Yeah, a Wheeze. A Wheeze it is.
TW in his tag as well.
Oh yeah.
52,800 5,000. Wait, hold on.
52800.
5800. 5800. I'm trying to think of what that means, but it's probably just. Wait. No. I was trying to think. Maybe it was a binary value of some form, but I mean. No, I mean, like, you know, you're talking 16, 32, 64, 128, 256, but no, that the next number is 512, and it doesn't pan out there. So.
All right. So Wulala getting the Lissandra. There's also a very, very, very strong champion right now. Good pick for them. There's a lot of CC and maneuverability, a utility, as we like to call it here.
Yeah. I like. Ooh, wait a minute. Are we gonna see last minute switches? Riven to Morgana, maybe back to Riven, or maybe back to Morgana. Excuse me. It looks like that might just be it.
Yeah, Morgana's a favorite pick against Thresh with the black shield. You know, it will stop any death sentence coming anyone's way. So it's a good pickup for RuSh.
Rek'Sai, we've seen him banned or her banned previously, but I believe we saw one Rek'Sai ban in the grand finals just now.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, he's been banned out actually every game. So in the finals at least.
All right.
Yeah, she, not he.
Yeah.
She is a very, very strong jungler right now.
She sounds like a Nazgul whenever she makes that cry to jump to one of the tunnels.
That's right.
All right.
But changing over to Gangplank, might be taking the Gangplank up top, but I think he's Zed, nice.
Solid choice.
Zed versus Lissandra is a pretty even matchup, I guess. It's all about who is able to out-trade the enemy.
The stuff that we see in Twitch chat sometimes.
Yeah, there's a very beautiful picture, I'd say.
AC art, let's just put it that way. If you could call it art.
Yeah.
But,
anywho,
that's gonna result in more people just posting it. It's not gonna be too good. Oh man. All right, so Animas is gonna go with
either Ezreal or Caitlyn.
Yeah, and
ooh, Sivir. That's a good pick versus Corki.
Okay.
But he's just scrolling through the ADCs.
Jace pick. I mean, at this point, it could be any ADC coming out of Animas right now.
I believe it should be Ezreal, because it was the one he picked first.
I could see them sticking with the Jace pick as well.
Yep.
But I mean, 5 seconds to go, and we'll find out once they lock in just who it's going to be.
Yeah, I believe that means that J4 will be in the jungle, and Jace will be will be on the Jace in top lane, and of course Wulala, Lissandra mid, and Animas and the name that I can't read will be bot lane with Morgana and Ezreal.
Domofofo gonna maybe lock in Gillian, but of course it's gonna take some time to figure that out. I do like the Shyvana pick. We're not talking about ultra high level of play, but the tackle is definitely something to watch out for in Dragon form. Very powerful. Also offers a DOT, a damage over time, if you will. And looks like maybe Gnar could be on the menu.
Yeah.
I do like the move from all sides, though. I could see a lot of combo potential, especially coming from like the initiate potential coming from RuSh is actually, how do I say this, quite hefty.
Oh yeah, they've got the J4 with his Demacian standard, his EQ combo, and of course Lissandra with her huge range, and Morgana with her dark binding. So, and of course Jace with tons of damage. So really, it's a huge damaging potential team, if that makes sense.
Yeah, and I see a lot of potential for initiate coming from Domo as well. It's just that I don't understand. Well, I mean, I wouldn't say I don't understand, but these are all some very strong picks, and maybe there's a part of me that fails to see why these were not characters selected in our grand finals match.
Well, there's nothing we can say about that now, unfortunately.
Well, I take that back now. I mean, a Morgana Sivir combo will easily deal with a Thresh. Now that you stop and think about it for a minute, the shelled spiel as well. Shelled spiel. The spell shield. The spell shield, as well as the, of course, dark binding. No, I'm sorry,
the black
binding.
shield.
Yeah,
the
black shield. There we go. But for now, we've got about 3 minutes to go before our first game in the semifinals, or not semifinals, the 3rd place, 4th place match begins. That being said, it's time for you guys to do us a huge favor. Go to Facebook, like our sponsors, BenQ, Asus, Riot, Hong Kong Esports, AS Rock, and of course, Little Hong Kong Chef. That's something that we really need.
Yes, just go ahead, Facebook, like that, like it.
All the way across the board. But for the time being, this spells, I don't know, this spells a lot of damage coming from both sides, and I feel like this game we're going to see both sides at each other's throats a lot. I mean, we've seen RuSh, we've seen Domo play previously, and these are both teams that like to try and rack up a lot of kills, and I think that's why they're kind of going with their best player, their best champions per lane, but at the same time, these are also champions that offer a lot in terms of synergy with each other on their team as they working towards the late game.
Yeah, that's right. But I would say that both of these teams are incredibly strong in early to mid game, and it will be pretty much down to who can negate the first mistake, or if that's a bad way of saying it. What I'm trying to say is who will make the plays and who will successfully create the opportunity to win the game.
That's right. I want to stop and think about this for a minute. More particularly, I feel like, jeez, like, to be honest there, my thought just absolutely slipped my mind. Running on 2 hours of sleep is not a good way to cast, but personally, I feel like this can go either way.
Oh yeah, most definitely. Yeah, we got Jace picking up exhaust. Actually, we see that a lot with people who lane against Zed. I mean, the exhaust is going to negate so much of his damage. If you manage to get it on him before he uses his ultimate, that's a lot of damage negated already with just one ability. So it's a good pickup.
Okay, I just remembered what I wanted to say. Now, I would say that both of these teams, I mean, they both qualify as amateur. It's unknown whether they have any sponsors by any means, but maybe these guys like to shell out RP all day, every day. But at the same time, you know, this isn't something that we know 100% for certain, but I mean, Hong Kong Esports, those guys most likely have every single rune they'll ever need, every single character, or they've got more than enough IP to go ahead and buy every single champion they're going to need. And the same goes for Yowie Flash Wolves, but I don't see that necessarily being the case for both of our teams here, although they are more than likely all in their own rights hardcore League of Legends fans. Not fans, but players. I wouldn't be surprised to see a few of them in Challenger League as well, as we hop into the loading screen right now.
Yep. But of course, you guys at home can't really see what we see. You get the special border that HKESports provides for you guys. Everyone
on Team Domo is actually Challenger League, or at least they've got the border to show that they're Challenger League. But I'm sorry, I want to point out that Soyeon, he's got like 2 silver wings there, and no one can see this back at home. Like, you see what I'm talking about? Those two silver wings.
Yeah.
Just towards the top there.
I see. I'm not too
placement.
I'm not too sure what that is about, but anyway, the game is just about to start. And both teams picking up their items and getting ready to run out towards the map.
All right, so I mean, spawning to the red side, that would of course be Team Domo, and spawning to the blue side, it'll be Team RuSh. Now, there was a new name that I actually wanted to highlight, and it's our Morgana player. It says Kadzai Samasang Daiman. Let's just call him Damon, because like that's what I read with the last 2 characters. Kadzai Susang de Daiman. Daiman? Daiwan? I don't know. I'm sure someone at the production crew is going to give me the thumbs up sooner or later, but like, my Chinese isn't perfect, but at the same time, it says stuck in a tree, so I guess we can call him Tree. Let's just call him that.
Fair enough.
All right.
A little bit of back and forth here on top. Ooh, 5-2-8 with the first hit on Hey So Big. Good job.
Seems to be the case. Still taking a boomerang throw from from 528 there. We're gonna call him 528 or just 52. Why not? I'm taking like all those numbers in his name actually signify, like, once you read them out as numbers in Chinese, they probably mean his name, like Wu Er Ba Ling Ling. I'm pretty like we could call him Ling Ling.
Yeah, we could. Although
like,
I'm pretty sure that they are OO and not 2 capital O's and not zeros.
I know. It's because maybe the original 2 zeros are taken.
Fair enough.
Could be. These days you never know.
You never know. Domo Dodo.
Domo Fofo. Domo Yaya. Hey, Yaya's gone. FF Yaya. FF Yaya?
FF Yaya.
Yeah, not here this time. Alright, so Domo's gonna go ahead and get the frog start, and looks like there's no invade coming down this time, although we do have a very invasive Ling Ling there. That would be Nar. We decided to name him Ling Ling, if you will. That basically means double O, if you will. And I'm pretty sure everyone in the chat is gonna start making fun of my Chinese. Alright.
So we see a lot of pressure coming out already from the Corki and Thresh, who is... Corki is, of course, one of the strongest early game champions, I think. AD marksman champion, sorry, right now, as he's got so much power and so much damage just at level 1.
Right, and Animas is missing a little bit of CS here by backing out. Not an ultra dramatic amount that's going to make a difference in the long run of this game or the longer scheme of this game, but every little bit does count in the early game. It's very, very critical to get as much as possible. Now, Awiz is going to go ahead and maybe start on that blue buff. Maybe he's, I don't know, maybe he's just a little bit paranoid, but he does get, I'm sorry, he gets started on the red buff. He goes ahead and smites it, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
Yeah.
To get his health back.
Alright.
Trying not to get too low, and he's worried a little bit, I guess, from Domo Dodo coming in there and counter jungling him. But of course, Domo Dodo is at his own respective red buff, taking that one out for himself.
Right. So I mean, the highlight of this is basically safe play coming from both sides all the way across the board. No invades in the early game, no counter jungling in the early game, which is
it's a normal game 1 start, as I'd say, for any 3rd, 4th, 4th, 2nd, 1st place position.
Yeah, this is a transparent difference between the grand finals that we were just watching between 2 professional teams like Yowie Flash Wolves and Hong Kong ESports, which is now over. We won't give you too many spoilers. Maybe you guys can catch the VODs later on. But for the time being, that match is over. You know what? I'll give you a little bit of a spoiler. It ended 3-2. Let's put it that way. And you guys can probably just flip a coin and guess who won. But that's the only spoiler you'll get out of us for the time being.
Yeah, that's right. Those of you guys who missed the grand final, it will of course be put onto the HKESports. So never mind, we've got something.
Soyan in a lot of trouble here, of course, as a Wheeze comes in, and he got the charge. He got everything he needed there.
Yes, he did. And the Dark Binding landing, of course, and the knock-up then from J4, securing the first blood for RuSh.
Yeah. And at this point, mid lane is kind of pushed a little bit further than what Wu La La would like to have. But roaming support plus jungle, that can be a lot of pain sometime. Tree, or Morgana, Tree is going to go in here trying to get the Dark Binding, but he's misses just barely. The sidestep coming in.
It's a very good dodge there from Dicky.
Indeed. I mean,
had he not dodged that, I'm sure they would have dove in him.
All right. And now Ling Ling just gonna continue with his reign of terror at top lane.
But Domo, however, meanwhile, because of that roam and gank in mid lane, of course, they know now that the J4 Awiz can't be anywhere nearby. He's either recalled or he's gone back to his jungle, so they're gonna steal this dragon out without them even knowing. They haven't got any vision on this. This is a really early Baron, 5 minutes and 45 seconds.
Really early dragon.
Dragon.
It's alright, like I told you before, I mean, like, it's a little bit confusing when you call them dragon. Well, I mean, as I was talking to Jay before, it's a little bit confusing to call them dragon and Baron. Because, of course, in Chinese, they both have the name for dragon in their names.
Yeah, that's right. A little bit of just farming after the first blood. Of course, Soyeon is trying to play as safely as possible. Doesn't want to get dark binding here. Oh, just catching him. Soyeon is going to lose a lot of health because of that.
Yeah.
Having to use Valkyrie to get away.
Indeed. Don't know if he burned flash. He might have previously attempted to, but
No, he's still got his flash.
all right. He's not just wildly button tapping, but he's gonna stay alive. Nice, I guess you'd say farm. Like in top lane, the farm is basically 100% even. You know, given that there's of course 1 or 2 minion discrepancy, I mean it's basically neck and neck in the race up top. Dark binding is gonna hit onto Dicky, but there is no follow-up because of course Domo Fofo comes in and is ready to counterplay should it be necessary.
That's right.
Excellent play from both sides.
Yeah, so we see Jace is it's a good pick versus a Zed, of course, in the mid lane. He's able to farm from range and go in when needs be. He can whack that Zed away if he comes in hard on him.
I'm gonna have to remember all this roaming support play because it would be nice to implement into my own play. To be perfectly honest with you, especially like when you get the boots of mobility on Morgana, it looks like that was the first item rushed on our RuSh support. That would actually be Tree. That kind of opens up a lot of unlimited potential, but right now they're not quite getting what they want out of this, I feel. Maybe a little bit. I mean, thus far they've only got 1 PK to their name. And no Dark Shield here, and it looks like we could have one dead support by the name of Tree. The Ignite taking her so low, and the finishing blow does come out of Dicky. It looks like in the exchange we will have our jungler go down. That's actually Domo Dodo. Following that up is of course going to be Dicky, and now that was a 3-for-1 exchange. Oh, is it going to continue though? It will. And indeed, it's going to be Ooh La La TW that falls, and finally, 52,800 Ling Ling.
Oh, look at those two cute little
2.
guys.
Yeah, it was a 4-for-2 exchange, and it was a little bit confusing. Maybe we'll take it to a replay, maybe we won't, but...
No, basically what happened is, well, they all wanted the kill, so they're going deep in for the kills, and unfortunately can't get back out. 52. Ling Ling, I guess. Using flash there to try and secure the kill on Ooh La La. And yeah, he got it, but at the cost of his life.
Louise is gonna go ahead and dive in there, take his own buff back, or rather just go ahead and consume it. He does use smite, and he does get a little bit of HP back, and that buff is as good as his.
Right, you are.
Bottom lane, the dance is happening. Another Dark Binding, and it looks like Animas is going to try and, well, I mean, he forces a Valkyrie out of Soyeon, and he's just going to back off for the time being. But wait a minute. Domofofo as well as Dicky were headed to the bot lane. Looks like they might have actually... No, never mind. Let's not let's not dwell on quantum physics, shall we? But for now, bot lane... Both.
Oh, this could be a dead Ooh La La if a death sentence lands, but
nice
no.
Dodge there. The sidestep was amazing, really. That took balls of steel. He walked back towards Dicky to get away from that, I might add.
Yep.
And then he still had enough time and opportunity to just get out of there. Ling Ling waiting for that opportunity to strike, and it looks like we're gonna have So Big try and go in for it. He does poke at the bush, but of course he gets poked out himself just a little bit with a boulder.
And Ooh La La are going to go over and pick... Oh, never mind. Weez with the red buff, of course, stealing the blue buff away from him. It's a little bit unfortunate.
At this moment, top lane, we can see that Dodo is going back right now. I'm wondering what he's going to buy once he goes back home. It's going to be... Okay, he's going to go ahead and get, of course, his full chilling smite Hunter's Machete, if you will. His fully upgraded Hunter's Machete. And that will, of course, give him 50% attack speed and I think 25 attack damage. Engage doesn't quite go so well there. Of course, there's a Dark Shield going down on Ooh La La. And that basically, I mean, even if the death sentence had landed, then it would have been a non-issue.
So far, it seems like Team RuSh is looking like the stronger team, but of course, Domo did pick up the first dragon, so they'll be looking to try and not let RuSh get the second one.
There's a question in chat. AA0928655437 is asking, is 528 Ling Ling Jishan? And Jishan is known as the caster, but no one looks like no one has actually replied to him. But I'm pretty sure maybe someone will be nice enough to let him know soon enough.
Oh, we got Dicky and oh, sorry, no, Domo Dodo and Thresh moving in there towards the dragon. Of course, they're going to ward up and ward around, and they know exactly the timer, so they are right at dragon when it spawns. And unfortunately, RuSh don't have any vision control over this at all. And now they do notice that they've started it and forced them to back out, since there's only 2 members of Domo doing it.
Yeah, it's a big risk whenever you're doing that, but it seemed like, you know, again, I'm not trying to compare apples and oranges too much, but ooh, wait a minute, Heiso Big in a little bit of trouble here, but it looks like Ling Ling's gonna go ahead and go down on that. But Heiso Big burning his ulti. Nice stone toss there. It will result in a slow, but of course Ling Ling's just gonna back off, taking a lot of stack damage from that turret. One shot, wait a minute, will that ulti hit? No, it's coming in too late. From
however,
Ezreal.
Ooh.
That's a teammate.
The Hex Drinker saving 52 there.
Yeah. Alright. I was about to say, I mean, I felt as though like something wasn't right there, but getting a look at the build coming out of NMS right now, it's just like, let's call him Animus, or like let's just call him Animus.
Animus.
Put it that way, with like it has a U instead of an A. But I feel like, you know, of course the reason why he didn't get the kill there was his damage output wasn't enough. But you know, no one's perfect. I knew he could, but I mean at the same time, Nar had the life steal, the regen, if you will. Domo's Dodo is pulling off of that dragon now after what appears to be their own initiate on it. Of course, now for the time being, we've got Ulala trying to relocate himself to mid lane. He was actually going for dragon with his teammates for a minute, but now it looks like finally we're going to have an initiate on it coming from Team RuSh. And it looks like it's going to be a Waze that gets it started. 4 members.
5 members
all on that. There's a teleport. I don't know about this choice, man. It looks really dangerous. He cancels at the last second. It was a face check, but there's a death sentence that connects with Wulala Taiwan. He flashes onto the high ground. He doesn't quite get him out of that. In the background, we see Dodo fall, and of course, in the exchange went Fofo. But beyond that, we've actually got a continued and extended engagement. We have a Waze getting out just after taking down Dicky. So again, I mean, this is something that's kind of panned out for RuSh a little bit more so than anyone else. But who got the dragon and all of that is the real question.
RuSh did, actually.
All right.
Yeah,
so
they managed to get that one for themselves. So it's even dragon 1-for-1 for both teams. Right.
I mean, altogether they get 4 player kills and also the dragon to their name.
Yep.
Now going back.
Alright, so unfortunately RuSh weren't able to push mid off that and get the tower because they were too low, so they had to recall.
Checking out the way the player kills have panned out, I mean, like, at this moment, it is looking pretty strong, I mean, for our Animus right now. He's got 3 player kills, he's also got 4 assists, and that, I think, more than makes up for a 10 CS gold discrepancy, if you will. He's, in many regards, ahead of the ADC Soyeon, which is on Team Dodo, if you will.
Yep, that's right. And blue buff going over to Wulala, and Wheeze has already taken Domo Dodo's blue buff and is now getting the red for himself as well.
Alright, you guys will have to pardon us for, I guess you could say, kind of drowsing off here. We are getting a little bit sleepy as we've been casting since 12 o'clock today. It's now 6 o'clock in the evening, 6:30 rather, here in Hong Kong.
Yep,
and,
that's right.
There's no time for vacation. I mean, once I'm done here, I got to fly back to Taipei on Monday morning.
The schedule.
It is. But it's not about us, it's about the players, and we're going to try and focus on this game as best we can. Fofo coming in here, trying to make the play happen, doesn't quite do it.
Teleport coming in here from Lissandra.
Dark Binding coming through, but Fofo flashes to get out. Heiso Big looks like he's going to try and go in on this one. Balls to the wall, he will go, and he will pick up the support on Domo. That is Fofo.
Oh, Animas now with 4 kills and 0 deaths, and also Awiz is sitting in this tri-bush. Of course, Soyeon doesn't really know that he's there, and he's coming in now. They're going to dive this one. EQ coming out, the knock-up going down, Cataclysm coming down as well, and Animas picks up his 5th kill.
And beyond that, they're going to get this bot lane tower. There's no getting around that, and I think like this is going to extend their gold lead just a little bit more. They're going to go through, they're going to buy a ton more wards, they're going to go through and just make the jungle theirs. Ling Ling getting a little bit overzealous here on top lane.
Wow.
It looks like Heiso Big will
2v1ing under the tower.
Dodo's in a lot of trouble here too, and it looks like, wow, he goes ahead and pulls off a double kill.
Wow. 2v1 in the top lane. That is quite unfortunate, and there's a dead dragon lying in that bush. Oh.
Indeed, indeed. And I feel like, you know, I mean, there's playing off of mistakes, but while the Dark Binding coming in again, Awaze goes in, he gets the knock up, but of course the Phosphorus shell comes in from Corki. There is a flash out of there, but I mean, the damage over time has been spelt, and there's not a 1 kill, not a double kill, but a triple kill coming out for Soyeon.
That was a great bit of play there. They were, I think J4 was a bit overzealous with the dive, not expecting Soyeon to get back into lane so quickly. Maybe he thought that Animas would take down the tower first, but of course, that did not happen.
He's been slowed, but I don't think that's going to stop. I don't think it's going to stop him from trying to get Heiso Big.
Oh, the flash coming out.
Yeah.
Will it be enough to save him though? Yes, it will. And but he's not letting up this chase. He's coming around.
Oh no, here it comes.
Bye-bye, Heiso Big.
Indeed. Dicky playing this out perfectly. I mean, that's kind of some good, how do I say this, pickup kills from the position that they were in before.
Yep. So obviously Domo are not willing to lose this without a fight. They are going to keep their teeth bared throughout this game.
Going out on Dodo again. Awiz looking for an excuse to dive in on that and cast Cataclysm. But at the moment, we're going to see just a backing off from Domo.
Alright, so now RuSh are looking to push this mid tower. It hasn't got a lot of HP left. Just a few auto attacks from Mulala will get this one down. And there we go. Actually, Awiz picking that one up.
Alright, so at mid lane, what is the story? It looks like it's going to be 2 versus 3, and they're setting up a little bit early for Dragon, it looks like. No, I'm sorry, they're just maybe checking for pink wards, and that's about it. Dicky is continuing to roam that top lane, and it looks like that farm is going to become his. His own minion wave should be able to come back and push that secondary, that secondary turret in a matter of minutes, or rather a matter of seconds, but it's the game as it unfolds. I'm a little bit surprised that they gave the blue buff to Soyeon, but at the same time, he is one of those. He is very mana consuming if used correctly. Adding to that, it would be nice to have cooldowns on Valkyrie, Phosphorus, as well as missile barrage.
Oh yeah,
reduced by a lot. It looks like the second dragon buff is slated to go to RuSh if we don't see Dodo do something. Excuse me, Team Domo do something about this.
It's incredibly low. Dodo. Smite has already gone down from J4. They pick up their second dragon.
Dodo is now jumping out of there, and the beautiful snipe coming from Animus in this position is going to lock them in for their 15th kill.
Yeah, that is a dangerous looking Ezreal. And Dark Binding landing on Domo Fofo, but he's probably going to be safe after this. They don't really feel the need to chase that kill. They've already got him low enough to recall, so.
Ling Ling in a lot of trouble, I might add. Well, we got, this is one of those, I wouldn't say observer bugs, but it's one of those strange things about this game. We actually see, how do I put this? Whenever you pop off a screen and then you see a character that hasn't really been attacked but has, well, okay, he's lost HP, let's put it that way. It shows the HP as though he just got attacked when there was, in reality, no one there. That's what we just saw for Dicky right now. as Zed, for those of you who can't read Mandarin, or for those of you who can't read traditional script.
Yep. And Dodo gonna take out his red buff, give that one over to Soyun. It's now a double buff Corki. It's very dangerous also, but
I can see the reasons for doing that, because of course he's logically speaking the second most fed. He's also got the escapes that Zed does not have, and I feel like it's kind of a solid choice overall to make.
Yeah, I mean, red buff on any ADC is always going to be a bonus. Who doesn't like a bit of slowing and extra damage?
No, bot lane, it's going to be in limbo for a while here. We are, of course, talking about getting that bot lane tower. This is where we've actually seen RuSh pretty much accelerate. They're just not going to let them have it, and it makes, again, it's one of those moves that is most logical at the end of the day.
So of course, RuSh now have 5 kills on 5 kills and 2 towers on Team Domo, and however though it's only causing them to have a 2k gold lead, because of course if you look at the farm from Domo's mid and bot laner, they are pretty much beating their opposition with at least 20 CS.
I don't know, I feel like the mid lane is a fight that maybe we could see Domo taking.
Yeah.
At least, well, with what we saw on the minimap a moment ago, it looked like it was 3 versus 4, and we're just waiting to see that huge tackle to come in from Dodo in Dragon form.
Well, Death Sentence landing on a Wheeze. Whether he's going to go in off this is question. Dodo already dropping dangerously low. He doesn't have full rage bar yet.
Right, Chilling Smites came in from both sides. Ezreal ultimate coming in as well. 52,800, aka Ling Ling does get a double kill, excuse me, picks up.
Wow.
The follow-up is going to be a double kill coming out of our Dicky, and now...
Oh, Death Sentence just not landing. That would have definitely been a dead Woolala had it landed.
Indeed, maybe, well...
Oh, we see Dicky coming in here around the side.
Barrage coming in. Setting out that kill. Now Animus is trying to get away. It's just narrowly escapes that death sentence and boomerang toss.
Yep, right. And now they are free to push this second tower down mid lane if they do have the minions to help them, but I guess they're going to make their way back to base.
Makes sense. Let's go ahead and, I mean, let's see what they're going to go ahead and buy. They're probably a little bit fed in the way of gold after what just happened. We've got Bilgewater Cutlass coming down on Dicky. We've also got Boots of Mobility, as well as, I believe that's Face of the Mountain off of Domo Fofo.
That would be Sightstone. Oh, you mean the first item?
Yes, the first item, Face of the Mountain.
Yeah, I think it's called something like that.
Yeah, I think that's, I know in the ultimate form it's known as Face of the Mountain. It's known as Relic Shield in the beginning.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yeah.
So Dragon will be up in 1 minute 25 seconds, and let's see if Domo are able to get this one, because I believe if they let another Dragon go, it's going to be even yet another step harder for them to get back in this game. Although they are even in gold, so they're not really losing by that much, if I'm being honest.
And Lysandra is actually, excuse me, Hey So Big actually did go ahead and finish his Janya's Hourglass already. So I mean, that's 112 MP in addition to an active that'll keep him alive for just a little bit longer, and even allow him the opportunity to finish off his ulti. Ward clearance happening here, as well as trying to get that crab. It's a very important piece of securing the Dragon, which will be up in about 40 seconds, I might add. Fofo, what you doing there, bro? Fofo, bro, what you doing? Alright, I just think that was a little bit weird. Could have initiated, but I mean, you know, jungle versus tank, too easy, right? No. It's just one of those moves that we shouldn't follow, right?
Yeah, it was a little bit questionable. I guess he just wanted the ward on Dragon because they only had a vision, pink ward, sorry, in the Dragon pit. So they want to make sure that they see that keep vision on that at all times. They don't want them stealing this. They're obviously going to contest this one. We see Domo moving in now from the top of the river from mid lane.
There she blows. It's a
2 teleports coming down, both from Lissandra and Na.
Missing that death sentence is Fofo, and it looks like that's a beautiful initiate coming from So Big, the ulti anyway. Throwing down the Junya's Hourglass to stay alive a little bit longer. Ulti coming in now from our ADC. That would be, geez, brilliant time to forget. Animus. And now Outways is not looking so hot here as he's on the retreat. Flashes onto the high ground. Beautiful escape, but they're stuck between red team and red turrets.
Yes, they are, and they are probably... Jarvan might be the next one to go down. He's backing out back towards their base. I think they're just trying to stall time for Dragon.
Death sentence lands.
Ooh!
Alright, alright.
Great death sentence from Domo Fofo, and that means that they're going to get the second Dragon, putting them well in the lead. Well, not that far in the lead.
Yeah, it's about 200 gold and one dragon. These guys are about as even as it gets right now.
Yep. It's great play coming out from both teams. A little bit of miscommunication, I guess, from both teams in that team fight. Seeing as Na was able to zone out 3 of the members, whilst Soyeon just picked up kill after kill.
Adding to that, Soyeon's gonna go ahead and take his red, and that will be just a little bit safer. How do I put this? A little bit safer from haphazard play, if you will. So.
And we see now RuSh are moving down into this bot lane. They want to get this Dicky. He's realized that he's being chased and he's had to use his shadow to get... Oh, Ezreal's true shot barrage. Almost finishing him off, but not quite getting the kill there.
Dicky is still basically one hit. He's going to go in back and he's fine right now.
Yeah,
Dodo just passing by Baron saying, "Hey Ben, how you doing? You know, we're not gonna fight today. Maybe next week. I don't know. Depends on how things go with me and the boys, how we talk about them, or how we talk about this, you know." But
it seems like both teams are grouping towards the Dragon. I mean, sorry, the Baron, and laying down some wards and clearing out the respective wards from the enemy team.
I mean, again, at this stage in the game, or not this stage in the game, but rather this level of play, I imagine we would maybe have seen 3 or 4 dragons taken by now. If this was UE Flash Wolves versus Hong Kong ESports, or Invictus Gaming versus AHQ, or any of those teams in between, the professional level teams, if you will, the guys who are salaried on a monthly basis, not just in the LMS. And of course, I like that split push coming bot lane from Dicky. It's bringing his team back just a little bit in the game, but he has to be careful not to go too terribly far here. Ice shards will hit him. And with that being said, he's just gonna back off.
Well,
meanwhile, we got the split push coming in from Ling Ling at top lane.
Yeah.
And he's gonna go to the tri-bush, see that's warded, and then back off immediately.
Oh, now this might be a little bit dangerous for RuSh. They're going to pick out this Morgana, but whether they're going to secure the kill or not is the question.
They are now. Jonya locked, boom.
There we go. Zonya's Hourglass won't save you this time, I'm afraid.
Nice impactful shot coming out of our Jace. That would actually be Woolala TW.
Yep, and 4 members now of Domo are pushing down this bot lane, trying to keep the pressure up and make sure that Na won't have anyone to trouble him whilst he's pushing the top as well. Let's see how it goes. Will we be seeing a fight soon? He's spotted out that pink ward and is going to back off safely. Never mind. So let's see, will Na be able to pick up that tower before Morgana gets there, or will he not, is the question.
Top lane, there's the action. He's just gonna poke at it.
Yes, he will.
Oh, damn.
There we go.
It's like Morhuna? Who? No. But he gets away with that secondary top lane turret, if you will.
Yes, he does. And now Zed finally getting his blue. That cooldown reduction is going to help him just a little bit.
That's right. And now everyone's backing again, and with this we can see what they're going to try and put into the game. We see a lot of MR coming in from Dicky as well as Soyeon in this situation, which I find not all that perplexing, but rather, I mean, typically I would expect an ADC to be building mostly a glass cannon sort of build, if you will, but at the same time, given that, you know, Corki kind of has some stale escapes, if that makes sense. Maybe he's going to be building an offensive item.
Actually, yeah, you can build that into... I'm terribly sorry, everyone. I forgot the name of that item, but it's basically like QSS. Quicksilver Sash is the old item, which they now changed into this item, which basically it's like a cleanse. So I believe he's getting it because he's scared of the Dark Binding from Morgana. So he can just quickly press his hotkey or click it, however he likes to use that ability, and get out of any CC that may have been used on him.
I mean, I like that decision. Respectable. I mean, the thing is, he's quite a nimble character once you stop and think about it, and getting that will actually make him a little bit stronger heading into this game. But now the wards are being cleared at Baron buff, and
they are baiting this Baron.
Yeah, they're not even attacking.
5 to 8 standing in the vision, and there we go. Scrying Orb coming down just to make sure that they are not doing it.
And that's been revealed by Always. I mean, if we were to see a bait coming from a higher level play team, then they would at least have 1 or 2 guys attacking that Baron, while the other 3 on the team would try and, how do I say this, act as the Baron pit guards, if you will. It's like, if you want in, you need to give me the password or try and kill me, you know?
Oh, Dark Banding landing on 528. This could be dangerous for Domo.
Cataclysm follow-up as well is looking quite beautiful, and that is going to lead to Ling Ling falling first. The follow-up is going to be 3 more coming down, and that's a double kill coming in for our ADC on RuSh. That is Animus. And now that, I wouldn't say could definitely be game, but they look like they're going to take that secondary turret, and it's that an ace? Ooh. That is an ace now.
Unfortunately, I like what Dicky was doing there, but he did not get to use his ultimate, which may have caused him to get a 1v5 pentakill, but nah. He was at least going to get the triple, but unfortunately that was not the case, and now RuSh are moving straight over to Dragon and going to pick that one up for themselves. I just like to point out it was quite funny how Dicky got that kill on Jace. Jace just took 1 step too close to the tower and gave Dicky that kill.
Don't be too cold on these guys. I mean, after all, once you stop and think about it, they're trying not to be too greedy, if that makes sense. Like, trying to spread out the kills a little bit more evenly on their team, making sure everyone gets the feed that they need. But speaking of feed, I think it's a little bit interesting to note that both of our teams have player cams right now, and I only now noticed this. And neither of them are in studio here. Oh, I think, that's what's going on. We're cooperating with what's what I'm looking for? An internet cafe based in Taipei. All right.
Yep, that's right. All right, so we see some wards being cleared here by RuSh, and some wards being placed by themselves. Moving in quite deep here into the jungle. Domo Fofo just being caught by Dark Binding, but of course he doesn't know that until the Scrying Orb is being used, but nothing much will come of it. Except for forcing them out of their own jungle, of course. And now they're going to go straight over to Baron and start this one. Now they've cleared all vision from Domo in the jungle and in the Baron buff, so they could be moving slowly through the Baron, but doesn't matter. It's already gone.
Yeah. And, I mean, that's just, again, another... Wow, look at the gold. It's completely even right now. Looking pretty nice so far, coming from RuSh. I mean, they've stayed on top of every single objective that they're going to need, and everything else in between. But at this moment, we do see that Dodo is trying to, I guess, make some lemons because they've been dealt, or make some lemonade because they've been dealt lemons, if you will, but at the same time they can't quite do that with what's on the board at the moment. We're talking about
oh, we may see a Wheeze dying over here.
Maybe. There comes a dive in. Dodo getting overzealous, will actually go down first, and now it looks like we're gonna have RuSh getting 2 for 2 in this position. We've got 5-8 going down next. The next one will be, of course, Soyeon. Following up, Fofo is a little bit far and out from this one. And of course, we've got just Away staying on top of this as much as he can. That's a fed 5-8. 1 versus 2 in this situation. I don't think he can win. He does have his Baron buff, but that is quite the waste.
What a turnaround.
Yeah.
That was, I was looking a bit worried for Domo there when Dicky got, well, sorry, Domo Dodo was the first one to go down. And he just dropped instantly. Jace's damage was insane.
It's amazing.
But luckily Domo came out on top, managing to ace RuSh, even with their Dragon and Baron buff, of course. So that just goes to show how strong the team of Domo is. Na is truly a force not to be reckoned with.
That's right. Especially this one, because he's got 5 PKs. The only one who outdoes him, there's only 2 players that outdo him on his team, and one of them is considered to be regular. The meta, of course, is as an ADC, you want to be fed as many kills, assists, and minion kills that you can get. But I mean, at the same time, that's more or less the meta coming from an APC as well, like, say, for instance, Zed. But I mean, that's still pretty damn good for the top laner, and a tanky top laner, I might add.
Most definitely. Na does have that capability, though. He's got crazy CC in Mega Na form, and 2 stuns, of course. And of course, sorry, with his normal Ma form, he does have that crazy damage and long range auto attacks, which is always a good kit. And with his 3rd attack, he does get that damage boost.
Dragon buff is now, it's slated to come back in about 90 seconds, but I mean, at this moment, we just see that both sides are doing the jungle dance, if you will. And it may pan out that they just want to go ahead and push lane, as it would be from Team Domo.
Yeah, I'm not too sure that Domo know the timing of the dragon, since they are waiting around, but
I think they were the ones who got the 2nd dragon, so the reset timer should be theirs.
Yeah.
I mean, I know it's 1-1 in terms of dragon count right now, but I think they know. I can't be too certain, but I'm pretty sure.
It's 2-2, I guess, on the dragon front.
2-2?
2-3 or 2-2. Domo have 2 dragons. I'm not sure if RuSh have 2 or 3. I think.
I'm looking at it right now on our projector, and it's apparently 2-2.
There we go.
If I'm reading this correctly.
Yes, you are.
Of course, there's 1 Baron buff that fell into the hands of our blue team RuSh.
So Na is keeping up the pressure in top lane, and J4 is coming around behind him. Of course, he's got the ward there, so he spotted it, trying to back out as fast as he can.
Is it too late? He uses the hop.
Wow, perfect hop.
The knockup coming in perfectly. 5-2-8 is in a lot of trouble. Ignite, and 3 teammates later, we actually have him go down. But is this going to cost them their bot lane turret? Looks like the answer is no, with TP coming in from our top laner.
Yep, and now Dragon has spawned, so both teams should be making their way over there, but of course it's going to be a 5v4 if Domo want to contest this one. They've already taken out the red buff and are going to try and do the Dragon or not as fast as possible. So this would go over to RuSh, and that will be their 3rd Dragon.
So that being said, they're getting movement speed, and that's going to increase their chasing potential versus, and not only that, but I mean just like getting to other objectives faster, taking down turrets, again, just a little bit faster, and doing everything else that they need to do, again, just a little bit faster. Thus far, I mean, like, the turret kill count is actually painfully even, and the gold lead is only slightly in favor of
Team Domo.
Yeah, I mean, that being said, I feel like this is a game that could still go either way. 1 pentakill could spell a recipe for destruction, however.
Yeah, of course. any pentakill or any ace for that matter is never good
what if
for
it's
your
double
team.
Ace?
A double ace. I have seen that before, and it's quite funny actually.
Yes, because it happens in low ELO. I'm kidding. All right. I mean, I've only seen it happen once, but it was quite interesting to see an Ignite kill someone moments after a missile barrage did.
Oh, and Dicky going in hard on Wulala.
And he's
getting the kill already. Wow, Jace just dropping within seconds of being engaged upon. And Dicky is also looking quite low there. Guardian Angel.
All so big, actually activating the Jonyas. And now that's going to be 2 pickups for our red team. Oh my god, cancels the back on Animus there. And now 528 looks like he might be able to get it out. But as I say that, he's in a little bit of trouble himself. Dark Shield going down on Animus. And that was a quick turnaround.
That is the power of Morgana, ladies and gentlemen.
Mid lane, look, not 1 turret, but 2. 2 are going to fall. The Cataclysm coming in here from Aways. And now Domo as well. Like, this is why we don't engage 1 versus 3, no matter whether or not there is a turret.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh boy.
It's a little bit unfortunate. And all the death sentence landing on Animas, whether it will cost him his life or not is the question. Dicky engaging hard on that. And of course, his ult will pick him up that kill. And the inhibitor. Yeah,
that's 4 characters down on Team RuSh, and we're gonna see. It looks like Domo going for the Baron buff. I mean, right now with only a support left on the field, I don't see Tree able to do anything about this. But wait, whoa, no Baron? Okay.
Yeah, there's 2 members quite low. I believe that. Well, there's only 4 of them, and Domo was one of the low champions, and of course he's the one with the most health, and he has to do the tanking. But having said that, there was a huge wave up top that managed to push down the tower all by themselves. Good job, minions.
And a good job they did indeed. But I mean, that also produced some big mega farm for Dicky here. So
yes,
I mean,
it did.
Is he fully built? It looks like the answer is only
not quite. He's got 1 item left to build. I believe he's going to be going for the GA. He's got his chainmail, and he's sitting on 2k gold, so he will pretty much pick that one up now. Yep, as he recalls, and now he is at full build. So that is a scary, scary, scary Zed.
That's assuming he's upgraded his trinket, of course. We are having wards being cleared away, of course. And I think this means that we're going to see our red team, we're going to see Domo try and get an initiate on Baron, but even that's a little bit hard to call. Light Binding barely missing out on Domo Fofo. And right now, this is the moment of the game. Who gets Baron buff? I mean, that's...
Yeah, the next ace will pretty much, if not seal the deal, then almost seal the deal for both teams. So both of them are being very cautious around this Baron now, neither wanting to throw away any deaths without reason, of course.
I mean, and also adding to that, like, we're talking about, that's what I'm looking for. We're talking about the death timers just really, really stacking up as time progresses on, and I imagine they are each at about 50 seconds. So if we see an ace coming from one side or the other, it's going to be quite lethal. Vision wards are now being cleared out, as we do have all but 1 member of Domo at the Baron buff.
Yep, Na was split pushing bot, causing Lissandra to go down there and clear the wave. They don't want to lose any more inhibitor towers, so... Ooh, Weeze is looking dangerously low. Shyvana ulting in there, using her takedown. And
Prism coming in.
Wow, 2 kills already for Team Domo.
And now it looks like they could stack up a 3rd very quickly. Ooh la la, TW trying to make what he can happen, but now this has been basically a reverse ace and no buffs necessary. We're going to see our red-sided team go in for the kill. There's no stopping this. There's 60-second death timers. Of course, the closest player to getting out back in the game is of course going to be a Waits TW, and that's going to be 30 seconds from now. Fomo's just tanking the turrets and he's not caring whatsoever. Yep.
There is no trouble at all tanking these towers. They have got so much damage, and of course 3 dragons to back them up. Sorry, 2 dragons, and that spells game number 1 going to Domo.
I mean, if we had just gone 5 kills back, I think, like, I'm stopping to think about this a little bit. I'm a little bit surprised that this actually happened to end this way. I mean, looking at, of course, just Team RuSh right now, I'm not trying to criticize them too harshly, but one would think that at this level of play, when you've got 3 ultis that are capable of striking an entire team, if there's the perfect initiate coming down from one side, you would typically see that, you know, one stacked ulti on top of another, Cataclysm on top of what we have from Lissandra, and then Morgana. You know, we're talking about a recipe for destruction that can, you know, just potentially destroy a team in seconds. But again, the counterplay coming from Domo just looked like it was too terribly strong all the way across the board. Look at the kills right now. I think that's one very, very sour Soyeon right now, because he has the most PKs in the entire game. Or I'm sorry, no, that's sour. He's happy because his team just won, right?
Yep. Yes, they did.
Okay.
Anyways, I believe we will be taking a 5-minute break, guys. So we will be back shortly with game number 2 of the 3rd and 4th playoffs.
Right, so don't go away, guys.